Okay, here we go. How are my glasses always dirty? Corvus, hello, good morning. Happy episode 300 spectacular. Can't decide if it's exciting or depressing. I think right now, it is exciting. It is exciting. I think right now, episode 300, moving forward from now on, we're sticking with the Discord and Draw. I think that is the new name for our podcast, show, draw, cast thing. It's it. It took us 300 episodes. That's the name now. Jolene, hello. Gentrol, hello. I've got a 5-year-old Eric Coker I play named Moonin. Nice. Got a twin named Hunan. Nice. That's awesome. Would you like to suggest that for the character? Draw this today? I will add it to the list if you'd like. How this normally works is we have a large list of characters to draw, and we roll the dice and we draw what comes up. I'm going to start with rugby drawing today, as it is the 300 special. I should do something for that. Let's do that. Let's get that going. We'll start drawing some stuff. My brain is mush already, but we will try to try to collect ourselves. Hope everybody had a good week. Everybody's staying warm, healthy.
I think my week was good, but it's kind of hard to tell because not a lot happened.
Yeah. I did a lot of work this week and had a lot of life stress. So it was a long week, and now it feels like Friday, and it's like, oh god, the week's over. So yeah. We're supposed to go out of town today, and then I realized that I can't, so I'm gonna go out of town tomorrow for a little bit. Yeah.
Did everyone make proper sacrifices to the great and powerful groundhog?
I did not. I hear he's full of shit, so I stopped believing in him, which maybe will come back and bite me. I don't know. But Colbert said that he has like a 36% chance of being correct. I'm like, that's bad. That means he's wrong more often. He has a better chance of being wrong.
Better than I thought, honestly.
Well, I mean, if it was just like charlatan bullshit, it would be 50-50-ish, like you'd think. But like, it's almost impressive that he's wrong so often. Like, if he was right 70% of the time, I'd be like, all right, groundhog, go. Like, go on, get it. But he might just be messing with us.
I love the tweet I saw yesterday. It's like, why do all the groundhog people look like they should be Bloodborne characters?
Right? Yeah, they apparently have weird nicknames too. That's the other thing Colbert taught me. I did
not know that.
Yeah, they're real weird. One of them was Iceman, which was funny. It made me think of the game that the Game Grumps just played, which was like Harvester.
Yeah.
It feels like a tiny cult. It's a tiny groundhog cult. Bri, hello. Yep. I need to make an animation of Rugby just yipping across the screen.
Oh.
Those are great puppets.
You got another suggestion.
Oh, got another suggestion? Didn't suggest this week. Could you draw female half-orc hexblade warlock with tusks? Yep, you can do that. Put it on the list. We started today with 13 suggestions, and I was like, I could probably get through those today since it's the 300th special episode. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but try to get through a bunch of them. My next commission
Unless you feel
is
like you can.
yeah, I will definitely try my best. But
Don't hurt yourself.
exactly, yeah. Skip Cat woke me up at like 6 a.m. He has rediscovered that he can now jump up on the bed, which he's not been able to do for the last, I don't know, half a year or so. And so he jumped up on the bed and just like walked up to my face and just started scratching my face. Just like, hello, well, get up. It's like, stop it. Stop. He'll just like run his claws through my hair. I'm petting you. This wakes me up. It's like, stop. So I'm tired. I'm tired today.
I've never heard of or seen a cat trying to pet their human, but I've seen dogs do it. And I've seen mama dogs try to pet puppies.
It is always funny when like mommy dogs and dads, that's a weird way to say it.
Yes.
Older animals just like put their hand on the babies, the puppies and kittens, because it's just like, stop. I just need you to stop for a minute. You tiny creature. Oni, hello. And it could be because like the size difference is so enormous. I was thinking about doing a weird way to say that. I was thinking about doing a video about either DC challenge rating or like straight up conversion from like different game systems. Like, how as a DM should you be thinking about these things so that you can do it in Pathfinder or, you know, whatever game you're playing. And I couldn't decide if I wanted to do it as like a cartoon or just like record myself talking with the mask. Don't know what to do for the backgrounds. Kind of wanted people's ideas for that. There's a lot of talking head videos out there, but like people like them, I think.
Yeah.
And if I have a mask,
Talking
that's funny.
Furry creators.
Yeah. I could. I mean, I could just... Bry said make Rugby do it. I was like, that could work. But would I do a voice? I've always just made Rugby talk with a with like an old hospital microphone filter. Eleanor, hello. Welcome in.
I've always been surprised you didn't give Rugby Skip Cat's voice.
Skip Cat's voice is Skip Cat's voice, though.
Yeah, but Skip Cat's voice is also very much a goblin voice.
Well, I mean, like Pixel
Goblin.
has a... I've always thought of Skip Cat as having like a New York Mafia Dawn voice. But those voices really spawned from us playing Breath of the Wild and stuff on stream. Because the cats would just interrupt.
Come to me on this day, my daughter's wedding.
Feed me. Please. I'm starving.
Can't do it myself, I don't have thumbs.
want to go to
Cats and
school.
thumbs.
Man, there's a great animation of the McElroys talking about cats talking. It's really funny. You don't let me go to school. I don't use mice. Gotta use a trackpad.
Groundhog Eyes Wizards.
Groundhog Wizards. You gotta give meat to get meat.
Wait, what?
Harvester.
You've obviously never played or watched Harvester. It's fucked up.
Somebody in the comments of the Game Grumps video said, "I do not know this is true, which is why I'm making sure that I do not take credit for this statement." They said that Harvester was it was designed to be as weird and just stupid and creepy as possible, specifically because it was designed to be a reaction to people saying that violent video games make people violent.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I would definitely believe that, especially for the time it was made. Like,
yeah,
it was because there were a whole bunch of Sierra games and other like point and click adventures that were coming out around that time.
Yeah, that were kind of weird and gory.
They were weird and gory, but like it was all low fidelity and and like I don't know, like it very much felt like it was making fun of itself a little bit, at least like just trying to be over the top.
Yeah, I mean, I got the same vibe from it, but we have a background of decades of playing video games, right?
Yeah. So I think I can definitely see it. How do I say it? Developers have always kind of been that way. Game developers have always been like, oh, how can I make this just weird and gross? Like that was a big thing before cringe, right? Like it was actual like physical discomfort. And so like that's when you got things like Ren and Stimpy, you got things like Real Monsters. Tex Avery did it a little bit. Tex Avery might have been the start for a lot of that like kind of gross cartoon. And so that moving into video games, that moving into video games was part of the thing. And so just like creative people just like to be people. Beavis and Butthead is another good example.
Yeah,
just like how can we be stupid and gross and when people push back on it, like their response is usually to push back harder, right? It's like, oh, you want a gross video game about making serial killers? Yeah, let's do it. Like, not too bad, almost done with work. Nice. Dr. Reno, how are you today?
I don't want that.
Well, sorry. When I say, oh, you want that, I should have said, like, you expect that, right? Like, that's what people were saying that games were. Kind of the same thing with, like, with D&D, about, like, oh, it's a satanic game, and now all of a sudden Tieflings are, like, the most played character for a long time. It's just like, you want demons? Yeah, sure. Why not? Demons. All the time. Demons, devils, whatever you want. Let's get in there. Fight Belial. So...
How can I be my parents' worst nightmare just to prove to them that their fears are, one, unfounded and ridiculous, and two, I can do that if I want. So
I think it's that game was definitely
succubus. I'm gonna have so much sex in this fantasy world and be a demon.
I'll show you.
That reminds me. I think last year or something, someone added like an Amazon review of like, I think it may have been like the player's handbook or something like that for D&D, or one of the adventure books, and it's just like just going off. I was like, how it's satanic and everything. Don't buy your kids this. I was like, oh sweet Jesus.
Oh man, I remember like when the original Diablo came out, that had a huge issue. Some of my friends had to rename the game on their computer when they installed it just so it wouldn't throw up any flags.
I mean, literally devil.
Yeah, Diablo makes a little bit more sense to me than Dungeons and Dragons. But again, like it's a game. It's storytelling. It is a creative storytelling media. So at the same time, like censorship bad, and you don't know what the story is actually about.
Yeah,
you
Brian,
don't know that
game.
it's promoting.
Well, I mean, I think you're thinking about it too hard. Like, essentially, anything that is, you know, how do I say this? What am I saying? You know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm not. I don't know. Maybe growing up super Catholic is different than growing up super Mormon, but I feel like if you really. The 70s and 80s were worse, I think, than when we were growing up, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not rational, right? Like, so you can explain away like, oh, it's a fight. It's like, it doesn't matter. like Diablo is literally a game about fighting the devil, which you think would be completely fine. I remember once I got yelled at in church school because I drew a picture of Saint Michael fighting Satan, and I got chewed out for it and like yelled at and was explained to how wrong that was. And I'm like, there's a statue that I was drawing right there in the same room. I was drawing a reference from reference. So like it doesn't matter. Like I don't think it matters to say that the game actually is or isn't, because that's not what people are deflecting about, which is where I think Harvester comes in, right? Like
yeah.
There's like, we're gonna make this overtly like this is no longer a thing. This is what you're worried about would look like, and I'm gonna make that, and it's uncomfortable, and I don't really like it. But it is what it is, right? Like it's a fine game, and sometimes that's good. I think it kind of falls into like the gore porn kind of stuff, like Saw and things. It's like yeah. I get why it's made, and I understand why people might enjoy that type of visceral reaction. I'm not into it. So if people think D&D is satanic, I don't know. Are you interested in partaking in some Satanism? Because you could put that into D&D if you want.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But also, generally speaking, you might have more luck elsewhere.
Yeah. Oh man, I've played with so many like self-righteous paladins in D&D. Not like the players. Like I've never really had a problem with the player, right? But like
yeah.
I've definitely played with people that are just like, I'm gonna be lawful stupid on purpose as hard as I can, and it's like, please don't do this. Please don't do it.
This hurts me.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it goes both directions, right? And some of them have done it because they like, for the same reason of just like, I don't like the satanic part of games. Like, I don't like the super religious people, so I'm gonna make fun of them. It's like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to be a dick about it. So I don't know.
Don't be a knob.
Yep. That's a good way to look at it. So welcome in, everybody. I don't remember what we're talking about. We got lost in Harvester. We're gonna be drawing some D&D stuff today. Some non-D&D stuff, some Pathfinder stuff. I got super distracted and tangential about religion, which is a no-no, so we'll try to avoid that for the rest of the day. Satanic panic, my friends. It was a thing. Probably still is. Definitely still is. But I'm not worried about it. I have a list. I have a list of characters. We're going to roll some dice. We're going to see what we're going to draw. If you have a character you'd like to add to the list, please let me know, and we will add it to the list, and we'll try to draw it. As an active Southern Baptist, I see the fears a lot, but to me, it's just a rule set for goofing off and telling stories. I treat it like writing a book with friends. That's what you make of it. Exactly, yeah. And I think that's what Drew was getting to, but like,
Yeah, that is
Uh,
exactly where I was getting to.
And I think that is the like 100% rational explanation of it. And the problem with the whole like satanic panic thing is it doesn't matter. Like
It's not rational.
it's
It
not
doesn't
rational.
inherently.
Yeah.
This is different, and I hate it.
Yep. You can't talk about the devil. It's like you talk about the devil all the time. Like, why is it okay for you to do it? I forgot how you're doing and what have you drawn so far? We've drawn nothing. I've drawn a rugby to warm up. Druid is drawing a mushroom as normal.
Also to warm up.
I'll join you next week. Had a bit of an art block the past few weeks, so it's a bit tiring. Totally get it.
No worries.
Totally get it.
Been there.
Yep.
100% been there.
I'm gonna roll some dice. Rolled 7. A gnome ranger who looks like a garden gnome.
A traveling gnome?
I
From the
guess so,
commercials?
yeah. Yeah, we can do that.
So I love the little blades on his arms. I'm not sure if they're daggers or katars or
They're-
they look cool.
Yeah, something punch dagger or guitar. The pose I kind of fell into felt very rogue to me, and I was like, yes, punch dagger.
Nice. Stabby stab.
Whenever I think of
When your dinner bites you back.
You were saying something. Rebecca.
Sorry, Rook.
sorry. I saw the Neil deGrasse Tyson video talking about mushrooms are more related to mammals than they
Than
are
they are
to
to
trees. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hate that. I hate it. I mean, I eat meat, so it's like whatever. Like that's closer than mushrooms, but I don't like that mushrooms are not people. But are. It's muscle. It's plant muscle. Gross. Whenever I draw gnomes, garden gnomes specifically, I feel like there's two types, right? There's the hobbit gnome that is basically like just a goblin, essentially. And then there's the garden gnome that is whatever shape I've just drawn here. It's like half potato.
I immediately expected you to go red cap because I expected you to go red cap as soon as anyone suggests a gnome.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like that's very gnomish, right? Like
Yeah.
but when someone says garden gnome, it's like potato. Okay, I gotta go potato. I think that's what makes it the garden aspect. Because I've never seen like a tall, gangly. Garden gnome.
Yeah.
I guess I could go more red cap. That could be fun. I haven't drawn red cap in a while.
Yeah, you don't have to. I was just being snarky. But you do what you want to do.
I also just want to make garden gnomes very derpy.
That is fair.
What was this supposed to be? A ranger.
David the gnome. I know someone who's afraid of gnomes, especially garden gnomes. Mushrooms are so weird, but I love them. Like, love them because they're delicious or because they look cool. It's hilariously hearing people want to mess with him using gnomes. That's mean.
Is Dave the gnome the name of this character? No.
You've never heard of David the Gnome?
It sounds really familiar.
I haven't.
Old cartoon of a gnome.
Just straight up, just a regular gnome?
Yeah, I have a gif of him in the chat.
Oh, do you?
Twitch channel.
Dang it! I keep accidentally closing Twitch. Oh, I've definitely seen that before.
Yep.
There was a place in Boise where I grew up that sold hot tubs, like old school hot tubs, and then it slowly became new school hot tubs and jacuzzis and things. And its billboard was a whole bunch of gnomes, just butt naked gnomes, running around jumping in this jacuzzi. And I always thought it was the funniest thing because it was just a whole bunch of like just gnome butt everywhere.
I kind of approve of that.
Yeah, it was really it was a kind of a kitschy little funny thing, right, that everybody talked about. And then I remember like as I grew up, like it slowly got censored over time because like there used to be like a very busty lady with a gnome in her boobs that got painted out. and then they all slowly got like little towels painted on them, and eventually they just replaced the sign. It was just like, oh. So it was funny.
I mean,
It
Aaron
is
complained about it.
Formative.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gnome butt.
It's not going to be surprising to hear me talk about this, but like it is very wild and interesting to me. The levels of nudity that were socially acceptable before the invention of Liker.
Liker? What do you mean?
The synthetic material that bathing suits are made out of.
Oh, gotcha.
Because before that existed, like indoor pools basically could not be a thing because normal fabric holds bacteria, and so any indoor pool basically within about a month of being open, like before chlorination and before antibacterial synthetic materials existed, basically anything anybody wore as a bathing suit, as a bathing dress, harbored bacteria and made people extremely sick. Like the swimming pool became a literal biohazard. And so yeah, like chlorination is a surprisingly recent thing, which also means that like
Well, you say surprisingly, but like 50 years.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, between 50 and 60 years. I believe it was invented in either the 50s or the early 40s. But yeah, like, so it was believed that it was like women's modesty and censorship has always been like more than men's, right? So like before then, women's bathing wasn't really a thing because bathing dresses were made out of wool, which is particularly bad because it takes for freaking ever to dry. So it became very unhealthy. But like men's bathing clubs like the YMCA were like, they existed for a long time and they were fine because like men were expected to bathe nude. So like you used to have this huge culture of essentially like recreational bathing culture that was ostensibly nudist before nudism was really a thing. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that too much more. I'll go on for forever.
I'm gonna read the chat.
Yeah.
I mostly like
just-
them because they are interesting. I
just
remember
weird.
a kid finding a weird mushroom, and since I honestly was very interested, I'm pretty sure the mushroom was a cyan bladed. I don't know that word either. I mostly like them because they're so interesting. Okay, so not like for cooking mushrooms, but because mushrooms are interesting. They are interesting. I like them. Jay says, "Hey, I got an iPad 9 and an Apple Pen 1. I thought I would have been disappointed. And it not a little laminated screen, but no, it's looking amazing. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Anything that gets people drawn, I'm happy about.
Yeah.
I like that mushrooms have wars with themselves over like who gets basically access to the tree.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
So,
mushrooms are weird.
Homie Chicken has a suggestion for today: a tiefling druid barbarian.
Okay, I can put that on the list.
Go
I
to
like-
the Discord chat. So
I like that mushrooms engage in mining and trade.
It's true, yeah. Mushrooms do mining and trade. Even druid
See?
barbarian and whatever nature-based path they got. Assuming we're on the tube today. Yeah, we're on YouTube today. What do you mean by whatever they got? Like just pick one? I'm confused. I need direction.
Oh, I think meaning like a nature-based barbarian
Okay,
path.
got it.
So like,
I haven't played a barbarian before. Okay, whatever plant-based thing that barbarians have. I understand. Okay.
yeah,
So a wild mother barbarian. Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay, it's on the list. It is on the list. Yeah, I think the only thing I have to add about your YMCA thing, because that's interesting information to think about.
Just that censorship is so much more rampant than it was.
Yeah, like even like in the 60s, right? Like 60s and 70s, there's been a refocus of modesty in the last, oddly I'd say, maybe it's falling off now, but like yeah.
I mean, it's falling off me now.
But no, but seriously, like
no more clothes.
yeah, no, I really do like, yeah.
There's
I think it's probably a big push from people started using, like, we talked about this in like Art 101 way back in the day, but like just the use of sex in marketing was a big thing. That was like, I think 40s and 40s to the 60s.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, we can exploit people and make money. And so like that ramped it up, and then there was a call for you can't do that, and then it was like this weird, it's been off and on of what is acceptable. And so I mean, things change, and I get that. Like, if like I said, I grew up with the gnome butts, and I think it's funny, and like every time I go to one of those weird touristy stores and I see a gnome with his pants falling off, it's like, nah, it's great. Some people, they didn't like it. They didn't like it growing up and made their voices loud, and it's like, all right.
Yeah, I think that where we're at right now, and I think that this is what cancel culture stems from, and it absolutely needs to be reined in a little bit. But
Sure.
I think like where we are right now is there's so much information and so many people reacting negatively to a lot of what they see. I think we're at the point where people are now saying, you don't get to dictate what I get to see and consume just because you don't like it. You don't get to ignore reality just because you don't like it.
Sure. And I think there is a place for discussion, and like the difference between actual censorship, which is a pervasive shutdown of information via the government, is different than a company deciding like, hey, we're going to remove this from our D&D books because we don't think it's appropriate anymore, right? Like, that's not censorship. D&D removing that all orcs are evil is not censorship. That's them actively making a decision to try to appease people, which is fine.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with that.
All the gnome butts,
Gnome butts are bust. That's what I'm saying.
Or Dr. Seuss family pulling several of his books from publishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's their choice to do that. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
so. I think there's really what I think the big thing is now is the, and this is maybe a little too political, but the monetization of culture wars, which is not a new thing, but like that's what the Satanic Panic thing partially was. Right?
Yes.
It was hey, people are buying these books and they're having fun and doing things, but I don't like it because it's taking the focus away from. It's the same thing with the Beatles, right? Like the Beatles are making my children not listen to me. That makes me upset. And then just how can we make it more about us instead of about the thing itself? So
Control,
yeah.
Yeah, and it is absolutely nothing new.
Nothing new.
People have been burning books they don't like for as long as we've had books, and the same thing happens with every single storytelling medium. Yeah, it's still happening with books. It happens with movies. It happens with.
It's happening with D&D again. I mean, especially with WotC being kind of a piece of shit. People are basically just burning the D&D books. It's like, you don't have to do that, but I get it, and I'm not going to stop you. And that's part of the reason I wanted to start talking about like D&D stuff, and whether it's conversion or No Nat One's just put out a conversion video, and I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
I'm late.
I saw that and I was like, that's probably a smart move.
Yep. And I've been thinking about it for the last few days, and then that came out, and it's like, South Park did it. Wow, they're fast, or we're slow. That's how I feel right now. It's like, shoot, I'm very slow. I need to start making more videos. But yeah, so like, it really is just, it's okay to be upset about change and D&D, and it's okay
100%.
to stop supporting a company for their decisions. And, that's okay. It's totally fine. But also at the same time, I don't think D&D needs to, like, end because of it, so. Now I want to make a naked gnome monk.
Leave Baldur's Gate 3 alone.
Yeah, leave Baldur's Gate 3 alone.
Stop it.
A naked gnome monk. That could be really funny. Yeah, just they just have to have the red hat. I think that's the important part.
Where to get their magic powers.
Yep. Gotta dip it in blood. All gnomes are red caps. It's just a matter of, how thirsty they are. Not in the millennial sense of thirst. Just like, they need to satiate their bloodlust. So, back to the Satan Panic.
Well, I was going to bring up, at least in film and stuff, like, there was this period where we had the Hays Code, which was like only really lasted for like maybe 30 years at most, and then like when the 70s rolled around, they just got rid of it completely. But then it kind of sort of rolled back around during like the late 70s with the Family Hour. And Supreme Court said, it's like, you can't do that.
Is anybody in this chat old enough to remember when CDs didn't have... Like, guys, CDs just dated myself again.
Yep.
Tipper stickers. Do people remember tipper stickers?
Yeah.
What's that?
So, records didn't used to have like parental advisory stickers on them. That wasn't a thing.
Oh.
And so, Tipper Gore put forth a thing to be like, we need our children to be protected, so if this has any explicit content in it, you have to put this sticker on the CD, record, tape, whatever it is, to show, so that your parents don't get tricked into buying your children inappropriate content. I don't know if that's actually the story, but that's what everybody said, so everybody called them tipper stickers whenever there was the explicit content sticker on a CD.
Okay. I didn't know that's what they were called.
But that's recent. Like, that's a recent thing.
Yeah.
I also remember, growing up and like, oh, cartoons are violent. Like, The Simpsons made Itchy and Scratchy as violent as possible for that reason. Right? As a direct pushback from cartoons being too violent.
Yeah.
And And then I went back and watched like some old Felix the Cat cartoons that my grandmother had, like black and white ones. And oh man, they're violent. They're hyper violent. Like, I was like, whoa, what's happening? Like,
and it kind of sort of. Well, I'm gonna say sort of political, but not really. It all kind of changed when Reagan came in because that scared a lot of news or film studios. It's like, oh no, America's more conservative than we thought. We need to put a halt on all this other stuff and take it back.
oh yeah.
And it's like, okay.
The world
And that kind of
is
lasted all
changing.
into the 90s
The world is a
and early
changing.
2000s.
They are changing.
I love that song.
I feel too young for this group right now.
Okay. We're old,
So
and,
sorry.
old and nostalgic.
Yep.
And
What am I
terrified.
rolling, by the way?
D12. Roll a D12.
D12. Okay.
The most
Well, my notes-
aesthetically pleasing of dice.
12.
Oh boy. CDs, I still burn them. You still have them to burn? Like, I have a CD burner in my computer, and it's not plugged in. Like, it's not plugged into the CD. 12 will get you a female Afridi artificer.
Nice.
Okay.
My laptop doesn't even have a place to put CDs in to
Yeah.
even play.
I didn't think you could get a CD deck anymore. Like, I think you can still get, like, DVD decks.
That's fair. Like, they're all kind of, it's usually all in ones now.
Yeah.
Like mine doesn't have. I can't even put a DVD in my laptop and play it. I was like,
Oh, yeah, me neither. I mean, my laptop is a I guess it's a couple years old now, but it's like a super cheap piece of shit. But it only has USB ports.
I remember when I first met Jump Rope, her laptop had less CPU power than my cell phone. And I was like, oh no.
Oh no, we need to fix this.
oh no. I still have a rotary phone.
Rotary phones are fun.
Hey, they work. So my dad was an electrician, kind of. He was a repairman. He wasn't actually an electrician. He was a repairman. But he loved electronics and stuff. And I remember he brought me one time a analog to digital phone conversion kit, I guess what it is. It's a handheld device. It's a small box that has all of the keys on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so that you could type in the numbers and do key coding for like extensions and stuff when they updated to the digital signals for like the beeps and bops. So if you had a rotary phone, you could hold this up to the voice of the phone, the mouthpiece, and then start pushing in the keys. So you didn't have to actually use the rotary phone. I thought that was the funniest thing. I love rotary phones. So good. I will keep my older ladder just to burn CDs now. Oh yeah. The amount of people that say they are hard to use is not very fun. I've never met anybody who's like, I don't know how to rotary phone work.
I think I may have like a split second of like confusion, but then I'll like remember like, oh, this is yep.
My first ever like, oh, I'm getting old moment. I went to a concert and these two girls walked up to me and they're like, hey, you have a watch, what time is it? Because they were waiting for the concert to start. And I showed them my watch, which was an analog watch without numbers on the face. And the girl looked at it and then looked at her friend, and her friend looked at it, and then they looked at each other and they looked at me like, what does that say? And I was like, oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Where am I?
Did it have numbers on it,
Nope.
or was it just the little ticks?
Just the ticks. It was just a.
Okay, I can't read those. Those always confuse me. I need the numbers.
there's that's what I'm saying. Like it's just something that it's outdated. Because everyone is so used to digital now that a normal faced clock people can figure out or get an approximation for, but like it's not something that if you haven't learned it out of necessity, it's not something you can quickly grasp, right? Like what is this? What is 75% of a clock?
2. Yeah, give them 24-hour time. I've also had a bunch of people have that issue too. What the hell is 16 o'clock? Military time, baby. What's a rotary phone again? The ones with the wheel? Yeah. So it's the one with all the numbers on the wheel, and you have to crank it.
There was also a time when we had the Hello Girls. I mean, I never lived there, but...
Oh, we had to call the operator?
Yeah.
Yep.
You, like, wound the phone up, and then it's like, Janine, you there?
Yeah. Well, the winding of the phone just set off an alarm. Like a...
Yeah.
Basically, you're ringing the operator. I think
that's how it works.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Because otherwise, you'd just be screaming at a phone and no one's paying attention. Made a little light bulb go off, and they're like, "Oh, hello." Payphones, though, man. Payphones. All right, I think that's my little gnome, my little naked butt gnome ranger. I hope this doesn't make whoever suggested this upset. I realize now I made it kind of a joke character, but I like him.
Wearing a little diaper.
He's just wearing the chaps.
Well, if he's a dude, boy bits are designed to dangle free, so...
Damn it. YouTube. We're on YouTube.
Hey,
not on Twitch.
None of that language was particularly bad, and none of that information is false.
That's true. That's fair. I can't fault you there. Okay. I'm going to give it that one, though. My dad found a bag phone a few weeks ago in a car. That's exciting. That is exciting.
What?
It's one of those old, like, it has a battery, like the kind of first wireless phones, right?
Oh, I thought you said bag phone.
Yeah, bag phone. It is. It's basically, it's a phone, but for everything to work, it's essentially a duffel bag. It's a brick, yeah. It's essentially a brick.
Deadly weapon.
Walmart used to have payphones.
No,
do they not have payphones anymore? Wait, do you mean like... Yeah, do Walmarts not have payphones anymore? I assumed they just removed all the phones from like street corners and stuff because people would steal them and shit, but... I guess maybe not. I rolled a 1. I'm just getting into Starfinder. Could you draw a Vesk soldier? Oh, I already drew that one yesterday. That's my bad. Did that on Wednesday. Kobold Celestial Warlock, armored with feathers after her Kotal patron, with a dragon-headed staff. Quaddle?
Maybe?
Kobold Celestial Warlock. Feathers. Okay.
Feathered kobold.
Feathered kobold.
Sounds awesome.
Sounds pretty good.
I love feathered dragons.
Hash Brown, I don't know what you're typing. I don't understand that word, and I'm scared to read it out loud. Walmart's near me don't have a payphone. Yeah, I'm not sure what that word means. Walmart's near me don't have payphones. I don't think I've been to a Walmart in like 4 years. I hate.
Yeah, I try to avoid Walmart.
I hate Walmart.
I don't like what they do to communities. I don't like how little they pay their employees, how little they value their employees.
Yep. It's been a while since I've been to Walmart. I don't know if they do still have a few places around town. I've still seen because of drunk college students. Yeah, that was probably the last time I went to a Walmart. Was like looking for, I think looking for stuff for my dorm room. I might have gone to one just like passively buying something with people, but I don't like them. I don't like them.
See, sadly, I don't have much of a choice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, kobolds. I'm a big Winco fan.
Yeah, that doesn't exist here.
Yeah. Essentially a giant co-op. Cross-state co-op.
Yeah, I am almost certain that there is no such thing as a co-op in Kentucky.
I like the Winco where I'm at, but I know a lot of people that refer to it as that communist drugstore or that communist grocery store. So
That's it. give the means of production back to the people. It's a company or a employee owned grocery store, and they have a policy of basically like set prices. Yeah, so they never have specials. Sometimes they do, but like usually it's because the company is running a special. So like if Pepsi's on sale, it's because Pepsi's on sale everywhere.
yeah.
And they'll do things like during Christmas, if you spend $200 or whatever at the store, they give you a free turkey. But for the most part, it's just like the prices don't really change because they're just like, yeah, we're gonna make this much profit on every item we sell, and there it is, and it's up. And so it's nice. It's nice to see that, because then around here, especially, like things will cost different in different Safeways. Like it's ridiculous. So I'm a
You
big
got a tip.
grouchy man. Elven hair, yeah, thank you. My kobold character, can't wait to see how you draw her. Yeah. She's celestial, which I have yet to figure out how I want to draw celestial horns. But I think kobolds need horns, so I don't know if I'm going to change these or not, but we're going to try it. What was the other
patron was just celestial.
Oh, that's even
The
better.
warlock.
Celestial Warlock Patron. That makes sense. Yep, you're right. It's not an Asimar kobold.
Which, now that you've said out loud, somebody's going to want you to draw.
I mean, I'm basically drawing that anyway. So. I like the idea, like the halos, I guess, but like I think I'd want to turn that into like horns. That would be really cool. And thank you for that. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate that. Keeping the channel going. Excuse me. Okay. I feel like because of the codal nature, I should make them very, very lithe.
Got feathered snakes.
Yep. I normally don't do the boobas on kobolds, but I think I want to do a dress, so I'm going to assume like a corset. But I'm not going to do I'm not going to make a thick kobold.
They are still reptiles.
Yep.
You hear that, Skyrim? Reptiles don't have mammary glands.
It's for the eggs. where the eggs go. It's for
Everybody
snacks.
go watch
That's a fun. I like that
Blue
meme.
Ink's yeah. Everybody go watch Deep Blue Ink's animatic of the Drawfee bit about Snilk with Brennan Lee Mulligan.
That was really funny. Ah!
Sorry, Brennan, I forgot that. You know, we usually don't just make up weird, stupid shit, and we forgot that you, as a person who knows things, actually have to think about this stuff. What you've done is a crime and a travesty. It's very funny. I shall stop quoting it now because I can't do it well.
I actually watched a video with Brennan in it yesterday, and I found out that his mom is a comic book artist.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh god. She did like this run of like a sci-fi comic series.
Well, that doesn't narrow it down, but
I know, I'm working on it.
to be fair, like there are a lot of comic book artists.
Yeah.
So much so that like you could say like, oh, this person did the art for Batman. It's like that still doesn't narrow it down. Like there's usually a couple artists on each series, so it's pretty hard for like comic artists that really make their names pop out. Usually do it because of other reasons or because they are just like exceptional. Like I really only have like 2 or 3 comic book artists that I know only because of comic book art. Like Ross. What the hell is his first name? Alex Ross. And
Who even I have heard of.
yeah, like he broke the mold. Like he did something totally different.
Called Starstruck.
Starstruck. Okay, that sounds familiar. I've seen some thick lady kobolds. So have I. I have been asked to draw the thick lady kobolds.
Thick goblins.
Yep. I'm not going to judge. People can like what they like. What were you guys saying on Wednesday? That I'm known for I'm the guy that draws the sexy monster boys. I was like, oh no, when did that happen? And then I thought about it and I was like, that happened a long time ago.
There's a lot of people who draw sexy monster boys.
Yeah. What was the other part of this? Feathers?
Yes.
And shoot.
There was another part to it.
I only remember the feathers because of the quotal patron.
Mm-hmm. There's a male version of Monster Girl Encyclopedia. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was a Monster Girl Encyclopedia, but I don't doubt that it exists. We need more buff kobolds. Yeah, the swobolds are great.
Check out Kobold Press. They got swole kobolds.
Mm-hmm.
I always find it hard to draw a swobold because whenever I try, they always turn out to be a buff dragonborn.
I mean, I think that's technically kobolds are more dragon than dragonborn are.
I know.
So I think that's fine. I think that's totally fine.
They're just short kings.
Mm-hmm. They are the Tolkien dwarf to to the... No, I lost it.
That's okay.
Dwarf is to person as swobolds are to dragonborn. That's what I was trying to go to.
Fair enough. I am specifically talking about though whenever I try, I get the proportions wrong, so they end up growing too tall to be kobolds.
Gotcha. I like the idea that like it's just a matter of scale. I guess I always make kobolds either really chunk or really skinny, and so like their proportions just don't match regardless.
I tend to make their heads, hands, and feet real big. That's how I portray the the scale, I think. But I always mess it up whenever I go real buff.
How do I am surprised at the levels of the difference between like a very skinny dude of similar size and a buff dude, like a full buff dude, not just like I did arm days, like is bonkers. like the shoulders shift, the rib cage feels like it shifts a little bit, and like they have to hold themselves differently, and so it's always weird seeing how adding pounds of muscles actually affects the shape of a person. That's what I'm trying to get.
Yeah.
So it's one thing to have like big beefy hands, and another thing to just be big and beefy, because it changes the way your body looks. Said things like, he's a big dude. Like, what, he's fat? It's like, no, he's just big.
Like, built like a brick wall.
I want to do something. Still want to do the halo, but I think I'm gonna make it like a wreathed halo. Cool. TTRPG, hello, good morning. Good morning from New Zealand. How's it going? That boy there, he built like a refrigerator. He weighs twice as much. Ice cold.
And it's cold as ice.
How goes the day? How goes the videos? Oop, garbage truck. Just shout out real quick here. Unless Corvus wants to do that for me.
How do I do that?
If you right click on the little dots next to how to RPG, you can go to the channel. And then you can take that code and just post it in the chat.
Okay. That's kind of what I figured, but I wasn't sure.
I just learned how to do it on Wednesday, so no harm, no foul. Are there any lizards with semi-prehensile tails? Or are they all
not
pretty
that I know of.
Chameleons?
Chameleons? Okay. Yeah, they can
Yeah.
twist. I think a couple with like really whippy tails, like really long tails, but I don't think they're very curlable.
You know, most lizards lose their tails as part of the defense mechanism, right? So
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that is. It's common, but I don't think it's like a strategy for a lot. I don't know. That's a weird way to say that. Common and versus. Yeah. Today's your day off of stream. Get to watch some other people. Yeah. Well, welcome in. I know a lot of larger lizards like alligators and stuff. The tails are just like part of the balancing mechanism because they are forward.
Alligators are not lizards.
They're not. They're reptiles. What defines a lizard? Are lizards amphibians?
No, but
Dang
they
it.
are usually amphibious.
Yes. Okay. Lizards, amphibians, reptiles, and is there one more?
Well, lizards are a subset of reptile.
Oh no.
Yes. Alligators and crocodiles are crocodilians.
Crocodilians. Okay.
They are older than lizards, from my
Gotcha.
general understanding.
So then, is part of being a lizard that your tail can pop off?
Not necessarily, but it is
Common.
yeah, it is at the very least common. Let's see. Lizard, by definition, any of a suborder Lacertilia of reptiles distinguished from the snakes by a fused, inseparable lower jaw, a single temporal opening in the skull, two pairs of well-differentiated functional limbs, which may be lacking in burrowing forms, external ears and eyes with movable lids.
Got it.
I was thinking, like, Komodo dragons' tails don't flip off.
Yeah, same
No,
thing. Like I don't think
yeah.
iguanas can lose their tails either, but maybe they can.
They the tips can break off.
They can break, yeah, but I don't know if they want that.
But yeah, no, they don't lose them.
Yeah, because like the thing you're talking about is like tail ejection, which is, is a weird thing. Because like crabs can also do the same thing where they just like, oh, that claw's broken, pop, and they just jettison that limb.
Yeah, but yeah, tail ejection is a thing for. It is a thing for a lot of lizards. I believe most, if not all, legless lizards can eject their tail. All species of geckos can eject their tails.
I know. I don't know if they're like a specific type, but blue-tailed skinks can also just throw their tail at things.
Yeah.
Fire the tail cannon. Yeah, exactly. My favorite lizard is the basilisk lizard, also called the Jesus Christ lizard. And when I was younger, it can run a lot. Yeah, those are pretty cool. Little flaps. Those are funny. Right. What else can we do to add to this character? I think that's about it. Give him some fins here. Maybe we'll do a few on the neck. What kind of weapon should this person have?
The Hexblade? Okay, we're a Hexblade.
Yes. That was the other
That
thing.
was the other thing.
I think. Exactly. Who's gonna mess with Komodo Dragon? Idiots.
Staff. Oh, that's a staff. Okay. I can do that. And the staff at the end was a winged dragon.
It said dragon-headed.
Dragon headed. Okay, we need a dragon head.
Sorry, Open Air, we just misremembered.
Yeah, I have a bad habit of reading it and then deleting it off the list, and then I forget what it was. So it's like, I gotta go check the list now. There's a really good Bone Reaper mini figure of a wizard with, I think it's supposed to be a dragon-headed staff, but it looks like a fish. So it's the fish wizard. I just always think it's funny.
Fishbone wizards.
Yep.
I'd better not color this. It'll take too long.
I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks good as is, so yeah, I don't feel like you need to do more. Unless you want to.
I mean, I always want to, but I gotta be better about drawing the line between finished and perfect.
Hey, I'm happy if you get one done. That's one less I didn't have to do, and people get to enjoy, so. If you want to spend all your time on one, that's totally fine.
I'm not happy enough with this sketch to spend any more time on it, I think, so
Okay.
I'm ready to move on. This turned out to be a little bit too 90s school teacher.
Fishy magic missile. Yeah.
Alright, a 9.
Megalania used to roam Australia with humans, and it was a giant Komodo dragon. Some say it still lives. Nice. Giant dragons. 9 will get you a... Uh-oh. We talked about this one yesterday. Or Wednesday. Quipoth? Qlippoth spawn tiefling with a humanoid resemblance to Ravnagog. So like hyper demon tiefling is what I'm thinking.
Yes.
Hyper demon.
Okay.
Like the demon that makes
Yeah.
demons look demony. But
Yeah.
tiefling.
I remember Quibbles are like just really alien-looking demons from Pathfinder.
Not to be confused with the Sin Spawn, who are famous for their weird nipple clamps.
Is it this from Rise of the Rune Lords,
Yeah,
isn't
it is. It's a Rune Lord specific demon. But like it's just like, okay, so what's this demon like? Well, it's got like a weird, like 4-pronged mouth. I'm like, okay, that's creepy. What else? Nipple rings, and put a chain on. It's like, okay, that's it. That's the whole creature.
Yeah.
Yeah, just weird mouth, nipple rings. Make sure you get the nipple rings in there. How many times can I say nipple rings?
What was the demon patron again?
Ravagog.
Ravagog, yep. Ooh, that's
God of
funky.
Destruction. Yeah,
Funky
that's a Quib of Tiefling from Pathfinder.
Long faced.
Jump Rope series, they'll be giving us all the deep lore.
Call the experts. We need the Ravnagog lore. Just lore dump it.
Oh, is Quillpaw is Quillpaw an HP Lovecraft thing? Because it's showing up in HP Lovecraft.
It probably is. Pathfinder uses a lot of arcane, not arcane.
Eldritch horror stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's...
I know that I like Pathfinder's Aboleth for that reason specifically. I like them better than 5e's. Aboleth.
So it's from Kabbalah in Hebrew, means peels, shells, or husks. Is a representation of evil and impure spiritual forces. So HP probably saw that and took it for himself. It's like, stealing this?
Ravnagog. I'm not getting anything on Google for Ravnagog.
It's a Pathfinder thing. That helps.
Rovagug. Rovagog.
Rovagog. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a big picture of what it looks like.
Okay.
The rough beast,
What
the
created-
destroyer, enemy of the gods, the unmaker, the world's breaker. Ravnagog, great.
Great names.
Yep.
Creator of Terra-esques.
Oh.
The edicts are destroy all things, free Rovnagog from his prison. Those are the only two edicts he has. Destroy everything and release me.
Yep.
It's pretty great.
God of Destruction.
If I remember correctly, it's like the one time like all the gods got together and joined forces.
Yep. At the beginning of all things, there was the thing that wanted to eat everything. And everyone's like,
Yep.
now hold on a minute.
Hold on. The hell? Oh.
Now,
Was there a class for that tiefling?
I don't believe so. It just said that it worshipped Rovagog. Okay, I think I'm done. I kind of want to give him some feathery necklaces.
How much Hellboy do I want to put into this?
Oh, all of it.
All the boy.
Long face. Yeah, I can see it.
Magnola, that's another person who I know specifically for their comic books art, I guess.
Yeah. Such a unique style. I think Noah.
Bet the artist started for a few minutes at the instruction. Wait, what? Oh, I bet the artist started a few minutes in at the introduction of the manipulator. Impressive set of titles, Mr. Gog. Why do you want the job here at the DMV? Destroy everything. Release me. Yeah, we can work with that.
No, only devils work at the DMV. Just all the rules, and it's like, sorry, you have to wait, take a number, sign all these papers.
I've thought about in the past buying a boat, and every time I do, it's like that would make me have to go to the DMV, and I'm not going to do that. I hate it.
Gotta get all those licenses.
Yep. I've started like registering my stuff online, but you still have to either like go to the DMV to pick it up or have it mailed to you and stuff. And so the last time I went there, I was standing in the line for online only, and then someone just decided to walk out of line and be like, I'm here to pick up my thing. And they're like, oh yeah, I have it right here for you, and handed it to them. It's like, aren't we in line? And they're like, there's no line. It's like, what the fuck are all these people in front of me doing? Like, just waiting. And it's like, oh my God. Like, half of the people at the DMV don't know why they're at the DMV. Drives me crazy. Drives me crazy. That should be like the end game for all D&D parties. Just dealing with bureaucracy.
Navigate the DMV.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to register that cart before you come into the city.
It's all run by like pit fiends
Yep.
in disguise. Like, why does this license smell like brimstone? Don't worry about it.
It's the printer ink. We get that a lot. All right, I think I'm done here. I want to fix this hand a little better first.
Definitely explain why it's all warm.
Do you ever remember smells that you're pretty sure are just like super carcinogenic, but remember them smelling really nice?
Yes. I mean, that is a hazard of artists everywhere.
My dad was
that is
copy
a
repairman.
maker special.
Yep. So like I spent a lot of my childhood in like printer rooms, I guess, where like old school toner printers are just like pumping out hundreds and hundreds of pages, and it like everything's nice and warm and has that weird toner smell, and it's like, that's probably not healthy for me. But Tarask is Rovagog's primary servant. I think that's the classification. Most gods have one. Ask her to check the inner sea gods for the actual specific. Interesting. Oh, that's weird. I never thought of it that way. That the Tarask is the champion of Rovagog. That's kind of terrifying. The big bad evil is capitalism. Yeah, probably. What's been happening? I was on the phone. We're just talking about demons and stuff in the DMV. Stripping. Nice. Never had any problems. Waited 5 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I was in Boise, like, I don't think I ever spent more than like 20 minutes at the DMV. And here I have spent like an hour. An hour and a half just waiting in line for literally just like, I'm here. They're like, great, here you go. It's like, you could just hand that to me at any time. That's frustrating.
So, I feel like it is a bit different because I feel like Seattle probably has more people to deal with than Boise.
No. Absolutely.
So,
yep. No, there are more people in my county than are in most of where I lived growing up. I figured that out the other day. What was that? Oh yeah, there's more people in King County than there are in like Minnesota. Or Montana. More people in Montana. There's more people in this one county than there are in the entire state of Montana. And for some reason they have stuff.
I mean, why?
What's that?
So, I'm just trying to think of why would anyone want to live in Montana? I mean, yes, it's pretty. Don't get me wrong, but it's like
it's pretty and cheap, and no one can tell you what to do with your snowmobile.
Even though they're basically Canadian.
All right, I'm done with this one. I am done here. I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice for the next one.
Praise the great feathered serpent.
Thanks for the great drawing. Yeah, I hope you like it. I'll post this on the Discord after the stream. You can use it for your character art and stuff if you want. Got no problem with that. Rust-Oleum and other brands smell the best. Ooh, man. Spray paint breaks me. Like instant nose burn. I used to have to do a lot of I did a lot of skateboarding painting, and I used spray paint for a long time, and every time it was just like, I started using airbrush paint. It's like, oh, this doesn't have a smell. This is awesome. So, never went back. Spray paint is one of those things that is amazing and exists and is hyper useful, and I think just doesn't get utilized enough. At least I don't utilize it enough. But... Painting a cane. All right, I'm rolling dice. Here we go. I have to roll again because that one doesn't exist. A noble tiefling sorcerer with a dragon staff. Weird. We're like mixing everything together.
More horns and dragons.
More horns and dragons and staffs. Let's do it. F's in chat, so YouTube thinks we're fancy. Share this with your friends. Like and comment.
Wish I could just put Old English style font F in the chat.
To F. Noble tiefling. He's got a dragon staff. Is a dragon staff a specific item, or is it just a staff with a dragon on it? In which case, it's probably like a wizard.
They said sorcerer.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, noble tiefling sorcerer.
Sorcerers don't need staffs. I really want to figure out the Pathfinder wand situation. I gotta figure out what the hell they were thinking, because it just doesn't feel like it is correct.
Yeah, I agree.
Something is off about it.
There's got to be more to it.
It's like in first edition, the idea of the wands was essentially to create cantrips out of spells that you always have, so that you could take spells that you normally wouldn't. So basically increase your range, because I don't have to take the healing spell. I can just take something else because I have a wand of healing. And so a lot of healing in Pathfinder was supposed to be done with wands. And the way that they made it specialized was that you had use magical device for one spellcaster and use magical or spellcraft for the other. And so you could blend. So a cleric could use wizard spells. You just had to specialize in use magical device, which I thought was really cool, because it kind of lets you bleed into other spell lists as well without having to learn those spells. But now it definitely feels like they leaned really hard into the oh yeah, you can have all these spells you already know. That's it. And it's why would you do that? I think finding wands of magic missile are awesome. So I'm gonna dig into that a little bit, try to figure out what's going on there.
Please do. If you figure it out, let me know. If you just build a good way to homebrew, bring first edition's rules into second edition, let me know that as well, because we'll implement that in our game.
I really like the concept of the spell slinger. It's like a cowboy with wands. So I really want to. I even had a magus build for it, where you could specialize in one spell and just quick draw it with a wand all the time. But that was really cool. I'll have to go look for it. Yeah. It'll so normally if, what we do is we post them all in the Discord and draw chat on Discord.
You draw more earrings.
Earrings are fun. I do like airbrushing. Some of those paints smell good too. Don't be sniffing the paint. That's all I gotta say. You know, well ventilated areas. Good for your health. Good for your health. Nope. She'll just go with the hip. There we go. When I think about dragons' skulls, I always think that they're like some kind of a weird combination between an alligator and a goat.
I can see that.
Ooh, that's what we should be doing with AI generated stuff. Doing the bone challenge, the Drawfee bone challenge. Just have the AI come up with like a give me the skull of a cross between a goat and an alligator, and then we have to draw what the creature looks like based on the skull.
That might be the only way I could do the bone game, because I usually can tell what bone or what skull it is, or whenever the Drawfee's done it. Sloth skulls are really weird, by the way.
Sloth skulls?
Yeah.
Mm.
Their teeth look weirdly carnivorous.
Yeah, they got big long teeth, right?
Yep.
Okay, I am back.
Welcome back.
Had to pack some groceries.
I need to go grocery shopping today. I guess I could wait until I get back.
Those are some regal looking horns.
Which ones? Mine or Druid's?
Yours?
Trying to go elegant.
Yours looks brutal.
Brutal's a good word for Druids.
You're gonna give me all of the demons for theming for this one tiefling, yeah. We're not half demonic here. We are full blooded.
Tiefling Blood Rager.
Yeah, this tiefling is just a demon who's not an outsider. Just happens to have been born into this plane.
Sounds good to me.
Was it supposed to be elegant or formal? It was formal, wasn't it? Shoot.
I mean,
I just remember
if you're doing fashion right, it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, it won't be long and sleek. Yeah, I guess you're right. What were you saying, Corvus?
I said the only like adjective I remember is noble.
Noble. Okay.
So
we're gonna go poofy.
These are the best abs I've painted in, I think, 6 months.
Nice.
these abs are so shredded I could grate cheese on them.
Keep thinking about those
boy.
Ganon abs. I want to draw them. So good.
Draw them.
Well, no, I mean like, I can't. That's the thing.
Oh,
they're really good. It's like, oh, I want to be able to do that. That's awesome. My goal is to be able to draw Ganon abs.
I bet we can get you there. The
Trick is
the
just
secret, yeah.
Yeah. Abs and muscles. Muscles on the side of abs. Shading. Just randomly drawing abs.
So a big secret that I learned from sculpture is when you're drawing muscles, especially muscle connections, you look for the S curves and you try to push the S curve beyond like the biological limit of the muscle you're doing. Which ultimately is really just it's just the visual form of remembering the origin and insertion of each muscle group. But like when you look at abs, the all of the muscles on the side of the rib cage, if I'm gonna draw over what you've got here, you know, the rib cage kind of goes like this.
Yeah.
All of the muscles on the side, they kind of come in at an angle. So even though the ab muscles kind of go like this, the way it looks on the outside is it looks like they all tie together in these long S curves.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So you're basically softening the conjunction points from the whereas as this started as a box, instead of making it a solid box and then attaching the next thing, you're just saying like let those blend together.
Correct.
Okay. Gotcha.
Anyway, so that I have found that helps me, especially with abs and especially with the back of the shoulder muscles.
Sure.
I guess the front of the shoulders as well, and all of the muscle groups around the hips.
Okay.
If we were sculpting from life reference, I would give you more concrete examples.
Do you mean marble examples?
No.
Sorry. I'll leave.
You're lucky I didn't just cuss at you. Terrible. Funny, but terrible.
Terrible.
Did the chat die after I told everybody to type F?
Did the chat die?
I don't know. Maybe my
Apparently.
stream just takes a poop sometimes, which is fine. It's a Friday, man.
Yeah.
It's noon o'clock on a Friday. Like, people should be out there having fun, having lunch, hanging out. Got some chill music going on today. Talking about politics.
Just, I dread next year.
Yeah. You know what? It's January. I don't gotta worry about next year yet.
I know. It ain't January, it's February.
Shit. It is February. Skip Cat got a doctor appointment this month. I got an eye doctor appointment this month. It's gonna be weird.
You got commissions this month?
I have a lot of commissions, yeah. Which I'm very, very grateful for. So thank you, everybody who's doing commission.
Give Rook your money.
Gotta pay for that cat stuff.
Yow.
We'll know more about that next week, though, so we'll see what happens.
I really hope everything goes well.
Me too. Finished watching. I didn't finish, I guess. I caught up to the Critical Role Vox Machina cartoon. I'm enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going so fast, but like, I think they've paced it pretty well. For what it is, like you know, how do you turn 26 hours of voice acting into a 30-minute cartoon? So they're doing a pretty good job for the different little arcs.
Yeah. I can only imagine how difficult it is, like how much like they need to cut, but also want to keep in.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
But the other thing I was thinking about that is like there's a lot of a great example is like this is spoilers, I guess, but like Grog talking to Craven's Edge in the toilet.
Yeah.
Like that's a great scene in the show, but like there've been a lot of people that have animated that scene on YouTube as well, and so it's like that little clip was a great maybe 5-minute scene in a 2-session long shopping episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like they're definitely handpicking things, and I think they're doing a great job of it and making it all cohesive. That was the thing I was really worried about. Was like, making it all cohesive. And watching TV at the same time. Sorry, that's fine, Western Just hanging out.
Because I watched their last night. I watched where they were like watching it live. Well, I guess it was pre-recorded, but and they were talking like how.
Is that on Twitch? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so it's on Twitch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on Tuesdays. And they'll like, if you have Prime, you can watch it with them.
Oh, cool.
I watched the pre-record thing because I've already watched the episode, so I was like, well, I'll just get all the questions in that I want like hear. But they were talking like how there was like when they go visit the different sphinxes, it was like a constant jumping because it's like they were there near Vasselheim and then jumped to Tal'Dorei, then back to Vasselheim and back to Tal'Dorei, and like let's cut that out.
Yep.
And like just have the other sphinx also be near Vasselheim, just in a different location.
Yeah, and I think that's really good. It's a really good means of story writing, I think, because like they're improving everything, and if you just try to translate that straight across, it's gonna be chaotic and weird. But they did a really good job of trying to figure out, you know, what's the underlying story, and they've been doing that with the comic books as well. And I really like that. I really like that kind of that modality of writing where you kind of pass a story back and forth, and then collectively write a story from whatever comes up. So yeah, so I've been pretty happy with it. And I really hope with the Mighty Nine one they do something that maybe is a little more long form, but even though it's still an animation, you know, so like I would be fine with like a handful of seasons of Mighty Nine. Because like right now I kind of see where they're going with this, and it's like, oh yeah, they're gonna have to either, you know, pick up the pace for the last 3 episodes or have a whole nother season, which I don't know which one is which. Which one?
Well, they've already said there's going to be season 3.
Okay, cool.
For Vox Machina.
Good.
So.
Which is amazing, and once again, something that I doubt that they ever thought was going to happen.
Oh Lord, no.
What's
The
wrong?
faces. No, I said, oh Lord, no. It is like in response to what you said,
Oh,
where it's just
right.
they showed like them reacting to the Kickstarter being finished within the day.
Yeah.
It's like,
They're just like,
Oh no.
what is wrong with you people?
Yeah, and that's my big thing about them getting to do the Mighty Nine, is like all of Vox Machina right now has basically been in response to the Kickstarter, right? So essentially they're like, we're gonna try to bare bones this and get enough money to make it. They did, and they're like, okay, so we got to get this done. But it was still based off of this small project. Now they have the time to like really sit down and like, how many seasons do we want? Like, where can we put things? And I think that's gonna be really good. I think they're all professional enough that it's gonna be. I hope the Mighty Nine one is really well put together. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm not worried yet. There's a lot of different versions of this comic. Yeah, there are. Yeah, Bagumi. There's a whole bunch of those Snilk comics.
I'm with you. I do hope my 9 is a bit longer form because there are more episodes in it too than the Vox Machina campaign.
And honestly, I would be like there's a whole movie that could have been put in like just for getting each of the vestiges, right? Like they basically had to condense it down to like 1 per episode, and it's like, ooh, that's gonna be tight. But they did it. Like so far I've been pretty happy with it. But like, yeah, you really could have spent like an entire season in the Feywild, but it really was like, how do we pace it out? What do we get rid of? And so I would be okay with them, with the Mighty Nine especially, like picking one or two of the story points and just going with that, and really kind of like hand waving away some of the other stuff, which is sad because there's a lot of great stuff in there. But I'd be totally fine like really delving into one of those storylines at a time. So we'll see how they do it.
Yeah. I definitely think way it is now, I think May was like them being cautious. It's like, well, maybe Amazon is kind of like, well, we'll give you a season.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think Amazon fully realized like how popular that was going to be. So maybe they'll give them a bit more leeway to do more stuff for the next
we'll find out.
coming up stuff. So
Yeah, I mean, as long as Critical Role is making them money, probably.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how media corporations work, right?
Yep.
What time is it? It is 1:00. Do I want to keep going? I mean, it's episode 300, right? I think I'm gonna keep going. This is a really good one. I'm happy with this one, though. I'm happy with this picture.
Yeah, I also am happy with what I'm getting out.
I think it's a good time to take a break. So I'm gonna run to the restroom, pet the skip cat, get a drink, stretch a little bit. Maybe I'll run an ad just to make it YouTube like me more. Everyone feel free to just go AFK for 5 minutes.
Push-ups. Everybody go do 10 push-ups.
That's very
Not.
yeah. I want people to come back, Druid. I want people to come back.
Well, I want people to be healthy.
you can do your push-ups.
Fine, I'll do blind push-ups. I'll do 30 push-ups. How's that?
That's good. Okay, so
I'll make up for everybody who doesn't want to.
I'm gonna take a quick break. Maybe I'll make a really quick sandwich or something, just because I have some food. But we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back, I promise, and we're gonna draw some more stuff. We have 10 left, so I don't know if I'm gonna get through all of them, but I'm gonna try to get through a bunch of them. Maybe we'll shotgunning them. Who knows? Gamma, hello. I just got here. Sadly, I'm so sorry. Can't just drop in the road and do push-ups. That's fair. Yeah. You know what? Think about doing push-ups. You know, visualize yourself doing push-ups. That's almost as good. I think is the way it works. Osmotic pressure and all. All right, that's not the same things, but I'll be back. I'm already mentally exhausted. Then you know what? Take a break, hang tight, and I will be right back, everybody. I will make this as quick as possible so people can hang out. So give me 1 second, and we'll be back in just a minute for more sweet character drawings. If you have a character you want to see drawn, feel free to type it out, and we'll add it to the list when I get back. All right, back in a minute.
I guess I am all alone now.
I'm still here because I'm still drawing. I want to get this done. I am going to go do those 30 push-ups though. Maybe I'll wait until Rook gets back and we can keep the peeps occupied. Although I feel like I am much less entertaining than Rook, and much more likely to go on a hot take rant, which is not great. I'm trying to be better about that.
Okay, I know what I can throw out here. So if anyone likes mechs and tabletop RPGs, you all should check out Lancer. It's very interesting. You don't need minis unlike Warhammer to play it.
Thank goodness.
And,
my brother is really into Warhammer right now, and like I'm worried about his sanity. I really don't like Warhammer.
That's so expensive.
It's really
and
easy.
so yeah, very problematic.
The world is also like hyper violent in a way that makes me really uncomfortable. There's basically no good characters. I guess there are a couple, but very, very few. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
Illegal underground Warhammer prints. Let's go. Oh god.
Okay. That's enough on the cloth texture for now. I'm gonna do those 30 push-ups.
Okay. I'll continue discussing Lancer. So there are, like, I guess you could say 4 groups of types. There are, I guess you could, corporations, I guess you could say, of mechs. My favorite is Horse, and they have very much like Evangelion vibes going on. Which, yes, Evangelion is robots. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. That's my hot take. Yes, the Tau. The Tau are great. But so expensive. Just everything's so expensive. And that you have to build yourself and then paint yourself.
Whew. Okay, I'm back. Like
Yes,
that.
Let me. I actually shared some of the mech art for it the other day.
Okay. I'm here listening, just working on projects. Okay. We're back. Lancer. Don't know. Did you start talking about Lancer again?
Well, I was like, well, if anyone was interested in mech games or like Warhammer, they should check out Lancer.
Hmm.
And I was sharing that with Druid if they were interested.
Hashtag illegal underground Warhammer prints. Let's go. What?
Yes.
Suck at Games Workshop.
Got lucky and found a guy getting out 40k and just got his. Maybe I shouldn't be reading this online.
Oh, it is just very expensive too,
Oh yeah.
because it's like
Yeah,
It's
what's
also,
the
like,
what's the running joke? It's called Warhammer 40k because 40k is the price you spend on the starter set.
yeah.
Love all the content you
And,
put
like-
out. For the suggestion, feral raccoon druid, like a werebear, but its armor is consists of tin cans. Oh yeah, okay. A trash panda made out of trash. It's going on the list.
Sorry, you were saying something, Corvus?
I was just saying, like, I think one of the many reasons why it's so expensive is one, greed, but also like they're based in Europe and the euro is always more expensive than the US dollar.
Yeah.
And so it's like, great.
I mean, yeah, there is a little bit of. I think the greed really comes from the balance between collecting, building, and then like tournament play. This is the same thing with Magic the Gathering, right? Like, it costs them less than a penny to make a card. The card then has value when it's sold. The card then has value on the secondary market. And if you try to play with a plagiarized, that's not the right word.
counterfeit card in a tournament, people are going to be mad. So like they basically have the ability to mark things, but like the quality of the stuff for 40K is awesome. Like it's some of the best figures I've seen. So it's like, you know, who knows? It's mainly just they could be cheaper. They could definitely be cheaper.
I am told that the quality of 40K stuff is going down recently.
Maybe.
You also have to, like, when you get it, you gotta like cut out everything and piece them and glue them together, then paint them. I was like, if I wanted this, I would just go to do Gundams.
I mean, yeah, I do both. Gundams are not cheap either.
Because
Pathfinder, so I think this was Paizo sponsored, did a whole bunch of like Rise of the Rune Lord figures that were like pre-painted, and they were crap. They were just bad quality, bad plastic. The paint jobs were really cheap, and I think they were like $3 a piece.
Right.
So like that's what I say when it's like it's a higher quality piece that you're getting from Game Workshops. Like the figures they're nice, high quality plastic and really good definition. So I don't want them to go cheaper, right? But you know, how much are they charging? I don't know. I have no idea. These super brittle resin mix. See, that's a bummer. So who knows? Who knows? I'm gonna roll the dice here and see what we get. Who needs Gundam when you have fast RC cars? I mean, if you could get an RC Gundam, I would definitely battle bot that shit. That's a childhood dream.
I'm surprised we haven't seen one of those in a BattleBot tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly.
How about an Eros Asimar Barbarian? A mostly human body looking guy who's built like a Greek statue with a graciously placed flowing toga. Alright. Is Eros a god?
Eros is Cupid.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Eros is just the Greek name for Cupid.
Yeah.
Or Cupid is the Latin name for Eros, more accurately.
So my old Airsoft League quadrupedal max. Yeah, that'd be really cool. I mean, the real reason that we don't have Gundam robots is because it's tough. Like,
Yeah.
bipedal motion is.
It's extremely difficult, and like that BattleBot would not survive in the tournament because it's for that. The human body is not designed for that.
Yeah, I stopped caring about BattleBots when the meta became, what if we flip the lawnmower upside down?
Yeah.
Like, I'm out.
How much more do I want to do on this?
Robotics. Thought I wanted to go in that when high school.
Oh yeah, man.
Nah.
The problem is robotics is not as simple as one or the other. It's a couple different fields. Talking about mechanical engineering, or you're talking about coding,
Talking about electrical engineering.
talking about systems. Like, it's robotics is awesome, but
It is, it is multidisciplinary.
Happy birthday, Western Justice.
yeah, happy birthday. What's next? We're drawing a beefy Cupid barbarian.
So I get to draw my abs.
Flood the chat with Ganons.
Ganons. Thirsty Ganon traps.
What are you coming over here for, Scoop Cat? There's nothing over here for you. I just want to interrupt. Where are you going?
It engined me. My bones don't hurt. Love me.
Yep. Yeah, what now?
Gonna be honest, robotics as a career is mostly throw science at the wall and see what sticks.
Well, I mean, robotics as a career is a lot of, like, manufacturing.
Yeah, my brother got a degree in physics. My understanding is most of science is throw science at the wall and see what sticks. Cave Johnson was not wrong. I mean, he was, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, my experience with scientists has been a lot of, so I've been looking at fish ears. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, so I take fish and I look at their ear bones. Can you 3D model that for me? It's like, I guess.
You can tell their age by their.
You can tell
ear
a
bones.
lot. Like, a lot. It's weird. Like, travel location, age, spawn location, general life health. It's super bizarre.
I'm not aware of all those other things.
What's that?
I said I was not aware of the other things. I
Yeah.
just knew that you could.
Count the rings like a tree.
Yep. Robotic prosthetics. Oh.
And then you have the people that are like, I want the robots to say nice things to me and I'm going to make them look sexy. And it's like, stop. Stop whatever you're doing. Stop it right now.
Okay, Elon. Sorry.
Colbert was talking about someone who's like trying to program himself 3 robotic sisters. And it's just like, what are you doing?
What is this thing you're trying to do? My exact robotics field is birobotic prosthesis, nice, and
Cool.
astromechanics, but nothing being done with my degree. I mean, that's what I wanted to do when I went back to the University of Idaho. I wanted to do prosthetics, and so I went into biological systems engineering, and it was just a god awful. So I bailed on it real fast because a lot of it was like, yeah, sweet, we want to look at biological systems. Here's all the paperwork, and I'm like, I'm out. I just want to make cool shit, and so I went back to art. Because if you draw a prosthetic limb, you don't have to make it work, and it's the biggest cop out that I've ever done. But
That
man,
explains why so many engineers are alcoholics.
yep, that was part of my equation.
It's one reason why.
Waking up at 5 a.m. and getting drunk because you can't deal with the physics is usually a good sign to not be in that field. So
Yeah.
I drank a lot of schnapps that year.
Oh,
Put it in the cocoa, go to class.
well, I guess that's fine. I was thinking like drinking it straight. Why would you do that?
No. Put it in your cocoa, put it in your coffee. It was also like it was a fall semester, so like it was like 5 degrees outside when I woke up, and I didn't have heated water in my apartment. So it was bad. It was a bad semester.
Jeez.
I feel attacked. No, I'm sorry. Don't feel. There's a reason the vodka stays under the desk. Yeah. No, that was a dark time in my life.
I think the only time I ever felt dread of going to like my classes for my major was when I was a criminal justice major. I was like, I don't want to sit through this depressing class again.
I feel really bad about this, but like another problem I was having is the advisor I had. He was a professor at the university, so like I don't think English was his second language, if not his third language, and I couldn't understand him. Like I'm usually pretty good about getting through people's accents, but I just like I couldn't understand him, and I tried to talk to him for like an hour, and then I was just like, this isn't gonna work. Like I'm sorry, I feel like an asshole, but I need a different advisor. And he got really pissed off at me and never gave me a new advisor. And so I just like at the end of the semester, I was like, I don't think I want to be in this major anymore. Like I'm good. I can't handle it. So it was everything about that semester just was awful. And it was not the best experience I've ever had. Switching back to art was the smart thing to do. I was not designed for physics and engineering.
Yeah. This is probably mostly because of how small my university was. I was really close to all my major professors. So I was like... We also did a lot of traveling together, so it's like... We got real close.
I was also pretty close to all of my major professors, although that was mostly because like I had no life outside of the I mean, ceramics and sculpture building.
It's like I would babysit their kids some days.
Oh, I was not that close to my professors.
But hey, at least I got paid for them, so that's the only thing that mattered.
Okay. I knew the fish AI because they spawn. Yeah, drunk. I knew IT fish and I worked on a whole bunch of weird salmon projects at the University of Idaho.
I did a lot of interfaith dialogues for my university. It's like getting everyone together, showing everyone around. Going with them to the airports.
Weird.
Yeah, I would record lectures sometimes, and we had this visiting lecturer one evening, and he saw me sitting on the camera, and he flipped out on me. I was like, help?
Yeah, that's weird.
I was like,
are you not supposed to do that?
Well, I don't know. Apparently, he was not told that he was going to be recorded, and I was like, I need
Just
to
doing my job,
record
man.
you, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, he was from like Princeton. So I was like, maybe it's just a Princeton thing.
It's just those entitled Ivy Leaguers.
How dare you put my stuff on YouTube?
I mean, you joke, you're kind of not wrong, though.
Yeah. No, one of my friends worked that was his whole job, was to basically digitize lectures and host them online so that people could do that. And there were a lot of people that are just like, no, my lectures are blah, 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 blah. It's like, they're technically owned by the university. So, you know, you don't really have a say in what they do with your lecture content, which sucks. But like, them's the breaks.
Yeah, that is the world you are actively a part of.
Mm-hmm. Second experience with a Princeton prof was he was retiring from Princeton and he was from the local area where my university was, and he wanted to like start teaching, still continue to teach.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was basically our current professor was like, well, we're gonna let the majors decide and vote on this because they're the ones who actually gonna be taking the classes. So we all sat in on their little guest lectures, and nobody liked him. And like, he was really upset that they gave the job away to someone who was using YouTube as a teaching method, or like showing YouTube videos as part of a lecture, and it's just like, you're just an ass.
How dare somebody else use a tool that I don't know how to use?
Yep.
And tenured professors. The thing.
Yeah.
We all gave him a collective eye roll and told him like he could leave.
It's only 1 o'clock, cats.
Yow.
Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear him yelling?
I didn't on the Discord.
Skip Cat was like poking about on the desk, and he's like, "Hey, it's food time." And the other cat just started spinning circles, and then ran into the other room, which caused Skip Cat to chase him. And then from the other room, I just hear "wow, wow," which is basically cat fur. Come fight me, mofo! And now Skip Cat's just sitting behind me, like I win. My professors were all really chill. I had a lot of different professors. A lot of them were really, really cool. 1 or 2 of them were a little eccentric, but yeah.
We had a history professor who smoked big old fat cigars and drove a motorcycle to school.
Yes.
We also had a draft dodger professor.
Interesting.
Yep. He was a psychology professor. So I was like, oh, that makes total sense.
Why does that make sense?
Yeah,
Well,
I
in his-
would expect it from a
Philosophy major, maybe? Or
I'd expect it from a philosophy major or a religion professor, but
So when he was in school, like getting his degrees, he was basically a student of Carl Jung,
okay.
and so he's his type of psychology is psychoanalyst. So more, some scientists would say, pseudoscientific approach to mental health.
Yeah.
this is a Christian college, right?
Yes, but we were the type of Christian college that's like didn't care. Presbyterians don't care. Unless you sleep with your students, then they do care.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll happen. Our dean canceled a huge project, like multi-million-dollar grant-funded project, because the place that the students had to go stay was a co-ed dorm. So they'd be there for like a month, but they had to drive up basically like really close to Canada and stay at this engineering firm place. And the dean was like, nope, can't trust him, can't do it. It's just like We have co-ed dorms here. They're like, we can't leave these children unsupervised. I'm like, these people are like
We're
22.
adults.
Yeah, it's like these are adult people. Like, what are you talking about? He scrapped the whole program. It was bonkers.
Just idiotic.
Yep. He got a lot of flack for that.
That seems really tame compared to my college experience and what was and was not allowed between men and women.
But in your context, it's a bit different, though.
Yeah, you have to sign a contract.
Yes. I did legitimately have to sign a contract, talk to a church official about before it could even go to BYU.
I really want to give this guy a huge bow, like a just unnecessarily large barbarian bow.
Do it.
Yeah. Do it, coward.
I was going to say, but I was like, nah, it'll be enough.
So toxic.
Do it.
I'm sorry.
So toxic.
I didn't really mean it.
I guess I should also clarify the reason my stuff was so different from everyone else's was I was the smallest major in the entire university. So it's like we had consistently 12 majors.
Wait, 12 people in your major or 12 different majors?
Yes. 12 different people in my major.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was a joke that the religion majors are the 12 disciples.
Oh, funny.
But not everyone was like Christian or whatever. It's just like, we just like it. We just like talking about it. It's like,
We're not a Christian college. I am a religious major, though.
yep. Like the extent of it was you had to take 2 religion classes, and one had to be a Bible class. That was it. No mandatory chapel or whatever.
And everybody who went to my school had to take a religion class every semester.
You're talking about seminary, or is like, could you choose world religions?
You could choose world religions, but that was only a 1-semester class.
Oh, world religions was it? Okay, sorry.
And then we had, yeah.
So
You didn't have to take it specifically through the college. There's yeah, so you could go to a seminary-esque sort of like youth or young adult religion group class that the church generally held every Wednesday, but the school literally checked up on you. You had to sign a thing, and you had to prove through an attendance record that you actually went to the thing. There is
well, a lot of. Oh, go ahead.
there is a lot of hand-holding in Mormonism.
I very seriously thought about becoming a priest in my youth, and then very adamantly decided not to. So I don't have a lot of room to talk about going to Catholic schools and stuff. My parents wanted to send me to Catholic school. We didn't have the money for it because it's basically a private school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got to go to
So
shithole high.
what's weird for me is, in the context of where I grew up, like the Catholic Church was like the most liberal type of Christian church you could go to.
Wow.
Yeah. Because you had like Pentecostal churches and other types of Protestantism that was far more restrictive and conservative than the Catholic Church.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Catholics are like super restrictive of some things, but as religions go, they're pretty open. Like you can drink, you can do all kinds of weird stuff, you could gamble, and the church is just like, hey, moderation, just moderation. So
I think the only time I ever met like truly conservative Catholics,
they're
was
terrifying.
the priest that I first met. He was I think he lived with some brothers, and they were like
friars.
Yeah, like Augustinian monks.
Sure.
And like, so all his prayers he ever said personally was in Latin,
Mm-hmm.
and like he would even kiss his phone when he would get done reading. I was like, and then the other guy, after he left, was like, he was married at one point, has a daughter, was like Protestant, came Catholic, was super chill. I was like, there's a disconnect here. I'm not getting this.
Yeah, like there's a lot of like my mother went to a Catholic school because that was kind of the only thing option, but like a lot of the people I grew up around in the Catholic Church were like either nuns or monks. That's not the right term. It's friar's way to do it. Either way, like, and they were all just like the chillest people. And then you see things with Catholic schools about these people just being like complete hard ass douchebags, and it's like I never really experienced that. But I did in Sunday school. So like those people definitely existed. The people that are just like way too into it. But I think that's just the case for, same thing with Mormonism. It's like I grew up around Mormons and they've all been super chill, but there's always that one person that's like, hey, are you gonna get baptized? It's like, I'm not Mormon. I do not need to be baptized in your church. Like, are you sure? It's like, please leave me alone.
Yes.
I
don't want to plan it.
Yeah, it is not unique to any one religion. It is a thing about religions in general. There's always
it's always the lawful stupid.
People are people regardless of what they believe.
Yep. Because I just remember like all of, like the doctors from the hospital all sent their kids to the local Catholic school because it was the best education they could pay for.
Oh man, many a high-priced Catholic school.
It's like, we're going to teach you evolution in this Catholic school. And it's like, wait, what?
I've had a lot of weird conversations with priests and like highly religious people about that kind of stuff. It's always funny about like the more educated someone is, the more
chill.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the best way to look at it.
More perspective they have about what is acceptable truth.
Well, I think it's less about that, but it's just like I think there's a fear of knowledge that some people have.
Yeah.
And so it's like just because someone says something, like your reaction to it is almost more important than actually belief in it. It's like, yeah, that's interesting. I think the Bible is right. It's like, okay, but like you can hear me out and like listen to my side. And it's like, yeah, cool. And I think that like overexertion of, or like declaration of obstinance of just like, nope, not gonna listen to you. It's like, really? Come on. Like it goes all the way down to like the flat earther stuff. It's like, I don't believe what you're saying to me. I just don't. but I want to hear it.
I knew it was
it's the same thing. Like the flat Earth movement is essentially just like it's a new form of religion, which is just a pushback against authority. And like it's funny. It's really interesting to me to listen to it, even though I 100% do not believe any of it. So
I just
it's fantastical storytelling.
Shifting gears, but still slightly on flat earthers.
I don't know what the hell we're talking about anymore. So like gears are gone right now.
Sam has been running this bit for his robot boy into the ground, where FCG believes that the world is flat, and
That's
just
funny.
like, oh, it hurts. It just hurts so bad.
It's funny.
And everyone just like, I roll so hard, and Matt's just like, I'm gonna kill him. Rock falls, kills everyone.
58 points of psychic damage.
Yep.
The best was when they talked to the astronomer, and FCG like starts to bring up the flat Earth thing, and everyone's like, no, well,
we didn't get you fixed.
he's fine. He's just a little confused.
I saw a clip of Sam and Liam on was it Actually? It might have been Actually. But they asked him a question. I think they showed a picture of like the Necronomicon, like, what book is this? And no one knew what it was. And Sam was just like, Critical Role Thursday nights. And started like, he's like, why am I here? I shouldn't be here. It was really funny. Sam is a character.
Yep. I just love that he's like the least nerdiest of them all.
Yeah. Oh, he's just a different kind of nerd.
Yeah.
But
he's not less nerdy. He is just only a drama kid nerd.
Yep.
That is all.
Playing in Broadway musicals at like age 6. It's just weird that he's like played in so many like video games and anime. It's just like you're just a different breed of nerd.
And that's okay.
Yep.
I don't need to gatekeep anybody from anything. Do what you love, people. I have a question for the group. Any recommendation on secondary class for Barbarian Poppet? I need to find a way to protect my raccoon battle steed. Yeah, Paladin would be good. Paladin, it's a good suggestion. Ashley Brown suggested that.
You could, if this is 2nd edition, you could archetype into Cavalier. That should give you some bonuses for protecting your mount.
It's pretty similar too. Like Paladin, I think essentially Cavalier is a mounted Paladin. So yeah, that's a good way to do it. They got a little bit of magic. It's just it's mount based. Like you can buff people up, and you can buff up your mount, and you can transfer spells and stuff between you and your mount.
Oh, the banner stuff. Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm about done. It's 130, 140. I drew my big Halo boy. Give him a big heart tattoo.
Michelangelo will be proud.
Draw his nipples before we get kicked off YouTube. Hold on a minute. Yeah, Ranger also might be a fun one to do. Fighter's fine. Like you don't get any real bonuses for the the mounts, but like there's enough defensive maneuvering you can do with allies that I would apply all of them to your mount, as well as getting access to like plate mail and martial weapons, martial weapon proficiencies with like the lance on a mount is super good. All of those things are really, really, really powerful. So, gonna go check out the new Magic the Gathering draft today. That's fun. I hope it's good. I hope you enjoy it. I have some friends. Lars is going to a draft tomorrow, I think, and he's been looking forward to that. But I don't partake in the drafts anymore. Used to back in the day. I feel like I've screwed up this neck somehow. Giant Cupid bow. That's all I got. We got a bow from Dark Souls.
Yep.
Yeah. One of the best and worst. Best and worst weapons in the game. Yeah, man, Elden Ring's bow system just made me so mad. So hot garbage.
Everyone was so upset about it because they're sort of okay early on, and then they just
stopped.
Tank.
Yep. I tried to make a bow specific build, and it just failed real hard.
Yeah.
Made me sad. Oh well. That's all I got. We're gonna try to find someone to raid real quick. Next week, I'm gonna be gone this weekend. Next week is gonna be weird because Skipcat has his vet appointment on Wednesday. So, I will not be around Wednesday for the viewer suggestion. We'll try to do it Tuesday or Thursday. I'm not quite sure yet. That'll be here on YouTube. Otherwise, we'll be on Twitch working on commissions. And that's it. Hopefully we'll get some new videos out. I'm gonna try to do some shorts this month. The Patreons, I owe them a like a quick draw breakdown, which I'm thinking about just doing with the next video. So I might just release that with the next video, and then maybe we'll do some more little things like there. But if you are a Patreon member, let me know if you have things you'd like to see added to the Patreon list. Otherwise, we'll just try to do another video suggestion. Last month got away from me, and I do apologize for that, but we'll try to get some fun stuff hooked up. So, otherwise, that's all I got. That's all I got for today. Let's see what's going on. Do we have anybody to redirect to? YouTube redirect. There we go. Go check out Indestructible. See what they're working on. Thanks again, everybody. Yeah, stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table. We'll catch you next week. Bye.